I'm Cynic, and I find the coziest games around, so let's check out Sudocats, because if you like Sudoku and you like cats, then this game is for you. Let's just peek the instructions. So there's a grid. It's basically all mouse controlled. I haven't played this before, so let's figure it out together. Sudocats. Alright, randomized puzzle, daily challenge. Well, let's just go from the very first one, right? 4x4. I'm assuming 9x9 is going to be like the most, like normal Sudoku, right? So 4x4, I'm assuming we're just trying to get all the cats in here. So let's see, this one obviously has 3, so there's only one cat that can go in here. It's got to be this guy. Now this one's got 3, so there's going to only be one cat that can fulfill the role, like that. So in Sudoku, you have to have unique cats, well, unique numbers in a box, and unique numbers across a row and across a column. So I'm assuming the rules here are the same. So here, we've got all these 3, so all we need is a white cat. And now that we've got a white cat here, we know, well, we've got 3 in a row here. So we've got the brown, the white, the calico. We need the black and white right there. Now we know one of these two has to be a black and white because it's not in this column, but it can't be in this row because there's a black one in this row already. So it's got to be this guy up here. And you can just fill in the Sudoku like so as you figure things out based on what's missing. Very nice. Just a cozy little Sudoku game. You unlocked an introduction tip. Go to the main menu and check out introducing cats. An introduction tip? What does that mean? Introducing cats properly. You adopted a cat. You're amazing. Cats are most driven by scent and sight, so it's absolutely necessary that the new cat doesn't see or scent resident cats and vice versa. Or it can be a true disaster. Here we reunite some advices for you to successfully introduce cats and live in a harmonious home. But first, the most important step in this whole process, spay and neuter all your cats, including the newcomer. By doing this, you're providing a more effective way to introduce your cats, as there won't be any sexual disputes. Alright. So, okay. Interesting. Not sure what that's about. But they're giving us a little bit of a justification for why the cats have to be separated, right? Why you don't want 2 of the same cat. Alright, this one's a little bit harder because we don't have 3 of a kind anywhere. So we have to do some deduction. So let's see, the yellow cat... Oh, we do have a 3 of a kind right here. I wasn't paying attention. Look, the calico cat has to go here because that completes the column. Whereas across here, we could have a calico on either of these. Or we could also have the orange cat. Well, it can't go in either of these because this would put an orange cat here. So, to fill this row, this one has to be a calico and this one has to be an orange. Otherwise, the oranges would collide. And now that this one's almost full, this one has to be a calico, or an orange, sorry. And now that this one's almost full, it has to be a calico. Alright, so we just got to figure out where the black and brown ones go up here, but we've got 3 in a row here, so let's fill in the brown one right here. Which means there can't be a brown one in this row, so this one has to be a brown one here, because if it can't go here, it has to go here. And we'll fill in the rest like so, and we're good to go. It's a very cute little artwork, I like it. Very cozy game indeed. Alright, we've got 3 cats, but we need an orange tabby, right? And that means that the orange tabby can't go in this row anymore, so it has to have one in this row. And then there'll have to be an orange tabby here somewhere, as well as a calico, because we already have a brown and a black cat in this column, right? But the calico can't go here, because then it would collide with this calico. So the calico has to go here, which means the tabby has to go here, which means this one has to be a tabby. This one has to be a black cat, because we already have 3 in this box, which means there can't be a black one right here, so the black and white one has to go here, brown one has to go here. So I'm just kind of, deducing where they have to go based on what's missing, right? You can't have anything in the same row or column or inside of the same grid. Alright, let's see if the challenges change over here, because this looks like a different cat, right? Looks like it's more or less the same, but it's got a different background. That's something. Alright, I'm going to fill this one in a little quicker since I've already explained what I'm doing more or less. So we're just going to try to fill in the gaps anywhere I can see them quickly as we go through this guy. Hopefully I don't make any mistakes as I am going kind of fast, but it seems like this is what we want. As you play Sudoku, you get a little bit more used to it over time, right? You can kind of see what's missing and you can fill it in really quickly, right? So like orange cat has to go up here, and because there's an orange cat here, so there has to be one in this right column, but there also has to be one in this top row. Since it can't be here, it has to be up here. All right, again, I'm just gonna kind of fill these in as quick as I can, based on what I'm seeing is missing. And I'm just kind of an opportunist, right? I just take whatever one seems to be the easiest at the time. Whatever one I notice first is missing, I throw in there. I also like that they do like the outlines so you can tell which ones you placed and which ones were there initially. Oh, we got a scratching post. You've improved the chance of introducing cats properly. You can now use this as a hint. Every time you see the scratching post, you can choose to reveal one right answer. Okay. So the scratching post up here we can do to get a right answer if we need it. Let's see. So here's a good example. This orange tabby wipes out this row basically, right? So there can't be another tabby in this row. And the orange tabby wipes out this column, so there can't be another one here. So if this row and this column are both wiped out, then this top right has to be an orange tabby. All right. The controls are nice though. They're quick, easy to do. Just trying to fill these in as best I can based on the ones I see are missing. But I like the music, I like the artwork, I like the fact that you're unlocking things as you go. Now it's going to get a little bit trickier. 6x6, I don't know what to expect with that. I understand what a 9x9 is, because that's like traditional Sudoku. But what is a 6x6? So we've got more cats, obviously. I guess the rules are still just the same. Columns, grids, boxes. So it should be fine, alright. So now we have a gray cat and a... I don't know what you call that, a spotted cat, I guess? It's not like a tortoise shell. I don't know. Alright, so we can see we got one of these spotted cats here and here, so there's got to be one here. And then here we're missing a calico in this row. Other than that, the row's complete, so we'll just fill him in. Here we're missing a calico in this row. Sorry, I called this column a row a second ago. We're missing a calico in this column because we had these two filled in. Alright, which means this calico goes here. So we've got one full box. We can finish off this box, but I gotta figure out what's missing. Oh, the gray cat. The gray cat's new, so I'm not as used to looking for him. But once you get used to it, it should be fine. Again, a spotted cat needs to go here. And here. The gray cat needs to go here to keep all the columns and rows even. Let's see, what are we missing? We need a black and white cat. And what's the last one here? The brown cat. Here again we need a black and white and a brown. The brown is in this column already, so we know this one can't be the brown cat, it has to be the black and white cat. And then similarly, we'll put the brown one here and the black one here. It would be more convenient if they would gray out the ones that you've already done, because if you've already placed the maximum number of brown cats, for example, you can't place any more, and so I would rather they not show up in the pop-up at that point, but... Alright, let's see. So this column is almost complete, other than the orange tabby. And now we got orange tabbies here and here and here and here. So we're just missing one in this top grid. But since these two clear these two columns, it has to be this top row. So at this point, I'd like it if the orange tabby weren't available, because I've already used all the orange tabbies I need, right? Alright, in this row, we're missing a gray cat, which means in this grid, we're missing a brown cat. And a brown cat here. What are we missing? This guy needs a gray one and a black and white. Gray's blocked here, so gray and black and white. And two grays, which means we can clear out these columns. A gray right here, which means we can clear out this row, so the gray has to go down here. Alright, calicos. Calico blocks at this one and this one, so calico right here. Alright, that's all the calicos we have. We've got the orange tabbies all set. We've got the gray cats mostly set, but we're missing one right here. Alright, so we just need to do... Who's left? The spotted cat. He needs to go almost everywhere still. Okay. And what's missing here? Black and white. Fill in the missing ones, and we're done. I also like the different levels have different backgrounds. That's kind of fun. But then everything feels very paper crafty, which again, very fun. All right. This column's pretty full, so that might be a good place to start. Other than that, I'm not seeing... And here's another column, I guess. Let's see. So we're missing a gray cat in this one, and we're missing a spotted one in this one. And since there's a spotted one right here, we know this one has to be gray, and this one has to be spotted. Which helps us a little bit. So now we know gray has to go up here somewhere, because there's a gray here and a gray here. So we know there's not a gray right here. Let's try this column maybe, right? So let's see. We need... what do we need? We need a brown cat, which can't go right next to this brown cat. So the brown cat's got to be here. And then what else are we missing? The gray cat. So the gray cat has to go here. All right, so we got 2 grays here. Gray has to go in the middle somewhere. That doesn't really help us. Gray has to go here and here. That doesn't really help us. But the orange tabby, here we go. This orange tabby is blocking this column and this column. This orange tabby is blocking this row, so it has to be right here. Equally here. And we still need a calico up here. Can't be right next to his brother. And in here we need a brown cat. Alright, which means we need a brown cat down here as well to finish off the browns. What are we missing here? A spotted cat? And so that means a spotted cat goes here, and here, and here to balance things out. We need a calico. Alright, we got other calicos, I think. Yep. Goes here. Gray cat. So gray cat goes here. And a black and white cat. Black and white cat. And a gray cat. I think that's it. Oh, what one goes up here? Black and white cat. There we go. I know I haven't made a lot of mistakes, but that's because I've played a lot of Sudoku. I haven't played this cat Sudoku, obviously, but I played a lot of other Sudoku. Alright, let's skip these other 6 ones and let's go down to a 9x9 grid. This will probably be more challenging because now there's a lot more cats to keep in mind. So we got a tortoiseshell cat, we got a true black cat, whereas a black and white cat was what we had before. Let's see, what one looks the most full? We're missing 3 here, 3 across here, 3 here, 4 here. Okay, so one of these grids will probably be our best bet. So let's see, here we're missing a calico cat, and there's a calico cat in this row, so it can't go here, but it could go in either of these other 2, so that doesn't help us a lot. We're also missing a white cat. The white cat's in this row, so it has to be one of these 2. Also doesn't help us out a ton. And what's the last one we're missing from here? I'm having a little bit of a hard time seeing. Oh, the tortoiseshell cat is the other one we're missing. That one helps though, because see, we got a tortoiseshell here, which means the only option is this one. Similarly, right here, we got another tortoiseshell spot. So now he's got to be, since this row is clear of tortoise, and this row is clear of tortoise, and this column, it's got to go right in the center here. And similarly up here. So now we got all our tortoiseshell cats in place. This column is almost full, so we just need a calico and a white. Since there's already a calico in this grid, we know it can't go here, so this has to be the white cat, which means the calico has to go down here, which opens up these 2 to know what they are supposed to be. And the white cat would fit here to balance it out. And the white cat here is a little trickier. I'm not sure. I'll leave that one alone for now until I see something better. Alright, let's look at... let's look across here, because there's only 2 missing here, right? So what are we missing? We're missing a black cat. And what else are we missing? Oh, a gray cat. So there's a gray cat in this column, so it can't be that, so we gotta go black cat, which means the gray cat has to go here. Alright, which means if there's a black cat here and a black cat here, this one's gotta be a black cat. And this one. Top or bottom here, hard to tell, but it has to be bottom here, because these 2 are clear and this one's clear, so it has to be bottom. Which means it can't be the bottom here, so it has to be the top. Alright, here we still need a gray cat and a brown cat, it looks like. So it says there's a brown right here. We know this one has to be brown, and this one has to be gray. And we'll fill in the remaining brown there. What's that get us? We still need a brown here and a brown in the middle here. Alright, that's all our browns. Here we're missing a white and a calico. And what else are we missing? Oh, spotted. White, calico, and spotted. Well, white can't go here because of this. Other than that... Oh, and calico can't go here because it's next to this one and here. White, calico, spotted. That's tricky. Maybe let's look at this square. So white is blocked here. Other than that, it could be either of these two. Spotted has to go in here somewhere. Can't go in the middle, so it has to be on the bottom too. There's got to be a better spot for us. What are we missing? Well, when in doubt, let's just go cat by cat, right? So we got all the black cats, it looks like. How about these black and white cats? We got those on the right side and on the bottom, but we're missing the black and white cats all throughout here. So let's see, what about this row right here? We're missing a calico and an orange tabby. We know the orange tabby can't go in this grid because there's already one. So this has to be the calico, and this has to be the orange tabby. Alright, do we have all the orange tabbies in place? We do. That's helpful. Here we need a gray and a spotted. But either of those could go... Oh, no, there's a spotted in this column. So this one has to be the gray, and this one has to be the spotted. Which means this one has to be the spotted. And this one now has to be the spotted since these two are here. Alright, white cat can't go here because of this row. So white cat has to go here. White cat has to go on top, but that doesn't really help us because there's two spots open. But this one only has one spot left, so who are we missing? The calico, it looks like. Excellent. And a calico on the top row because there's ones on the bottom already. But since this guy's in the middle, can't go here, so it has to be top right. Alright, and these calicos are blocking the top ones. This one's blocking the right, so this one has to go here. And I believe that's all the calicos. Good to go. What are we missing here? Black and white cat, it looks like. Two black and whites. So this one has to be black and white. Which means the black and white has to go in the middle somewhere. Black and white here, though, is blocked, so it has to go here and here. In this one, we're missing what? Gets a little hard to keep them straight. Oh, the gray cat. We don't have one of those in here. And here, we need a white cat and a spotted cat. So since there's spotted here, we have to go spotted and white. And here now we can do a white and spotted. And the white can't be here, so we have to go here. White. Ooh, what are we missing? Because there's already a spotted. The gray cat. We don't have a gray cat. There we go. So it definitely gets trickier as you get into the 9x9s, but it's a fun one. So again, if you like Sudoku and you like cats, then you should check this one out. It's a lot of fun. It's got excellent charm and charisma about it, right? It's got extra puzzles. It's got daily challenges. All sorts of fun things. So, again, if you like Sudoku and you like cats, check this one out. But as always, I've been Cynic Placebo. Thank you so much for joining me on this little cozy adventure, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.